Hey guys, welcome to today's revision video for operations management. Today, the chapter that we're going to discuss is supply chain and supplier relationship management. Now, as we know, with this book, we have been going through a flow of chapters where the first couple of chapters were about directing, then it was designing, and now we're talking about management. So the points that we are going to learn is first, we're going to describe the management of supply chains. We're going to assess the purchasing strategies for different types of items, identify key issues in managing supplier-buyer relationship, identify key issues of third-party logistics, and identify postponement strategies in supply chains, and compare different strategies for supply chain efficiency and responsiveness. So these are the learning outcomes for this chapter. Let's move on. Let's have a discussion of what supply chain management is. Supply chain management is the management of activities, organizations, and processes involving all stakeholders from the end customer to the supplier that produces the raw material. That means the flow from the company to the customer is called downstream, and then the flow from the raw material is called upstream. In order for goods and services to reach the customer, the various processes have to be integrated and they have to work well together. Otherwise, that supply chain will not be working efficiently. Now, we see that there is this graph where on the x-axis we have impact on business, and on the y-axis we have supply risk and supply market. Now, there's four different quadrants in this graph. The first one is leverage. That means the thing that you have to buy from the supplier is something that will impact your profit and business in a very heavy way, and the risk of the supply is low. That means it's a leverage. You can easily manage the cost and you can easily get people to give you different deals on it because you can easily switch from supplier to supplier. The next one is high profit, high supply risk. That means the profit is high and you don't have a lot of different suppliers offering you that product. So in that condition, you have to cooperate, and it is critical for you to cooperate with your supplier, because if you don't, it's very hard for you to switch suppliers. It could be something that is a custom design. It could be supplier technology import. So it could be that supplier has some important technology, or it could be that product is different to substitute. Now, the next thing that in this graph is the low profit, low risk. That means that is something that is giving you a low profit in your business, and the risk is also low. That means that something is very routine and you just need it in order to be efficient. So your efficiency depends on you having this product, so you would like to have it in a routine way. Now, the next one is bottleneck. Now, this means that the low profit impact, that means the profit won't be impacted that much, but the supply risk is high. That means once that product is you get from the supplier, and in case there is an issue, or in case there's a halt in your supply, this would create a bottleneck in your business, and that would cause you some problems. All right, let's move on to the next topic in this chapter. Arm's length relationship versus strategic partnership. Now, this basically means with your suppliers, are you going to keep them at an arm's length? That means, are you going to have a certain distance with them? You only involve them wherever necessary. You get the stuff from them, which is standardized. You don't need customization. You don't need to have discussions or cooperations. Or you can have a strategic partnership with the suppliers. That means you have a close relationship with them. There's a closed architecture. There's a lot of interactions. They have a lot of input. So these are two basic main different types of relationships you can have with your supplier. Then we need to talk about the advantages of having third-party logistics. Logistics is the part of your supply chain where you transport your goods from one part or the other in the supply chain. So the transport of raw materials from your supplier to your company comes under logistics, and then the transport of, let's say, goods that are not finished yet from your factory to your other factory is also logistics, and then transferring goods that are completely finished to your customer is also logistics. So logistics is transport of goods or materials at any point in the supply chain. Now, third party logistics is that you outsource these transportations to another company and they handle all these things. Now, this has a lot of advantages. It could help you focus on your core strength. That means this would aid you in focusing on stuff that you're already good at instead of worrying about an additional responsibility that's transportation. The next one, it could provide technological flexibility. That means it would give you a flexible environment in terms of technology, because even if you don't have the latest technology, your third party company that you've outsourced it to will, and that would give you a lot of options, and it would give you a lot of other flexibilities as well. Postponement strategy, this basically means delaying the time of crucial activities by which the end product assumes their customer specific functionality. For example, when you go to buy ice cream from an ice cream truck, they have vanilla ice cream as their base. Now they delay the information of the actual product. That means if someone comes and orders a chocolate, strawberry, banana, whatever ice cream, they save time, they take the vanilla base and then they cover it in whatever the customers ask them to. So they don't prepare the end product initially, but when they get the order, they make it as per the customer's requirements. Now there's four different types of postponement strategies. It could be full speculation strategy, it could be logistic postponement strategy, it could be manufacturing postponement strategy, or it could be full postponement strategy. Now let's look at what these mean. For full speculation, companies use this strategy by holding goods in their stock and then dispatched to local warehouse according to the amount of local forecast. This strategy saves time and it decentralizes the supply chain procedures in which that increases the efficiency. Next one is manufacturing postponement. In this strategy, the product retains its standard form in the manufacturing process for as long as possible, and the differentiation is delayed until the customer order has been received. For example, the final packaging of mobile phones that are carried out by TPL providers who have an inventory of handsets, SIM cards, and accessories. Now let's move on to the next one, which is logistics postponement. The full line of anticipated inventory is stored at a few strategic locations. The change in inventory locations are delayed and it only happens based on demand. So for example, Amazon has a lot of storage units, key storage locations like London, Birmingham, Manchester. However, when they want to send the products downstream, so for example, let's say from Birmingham to Crewe, they only do that as per the demand of the customers. The next one is full postponement. That means everything is delayed until the order is received. For example, Bang and Olufsen, manufacturers of audiovisual systems, can accessible, test, and deliver customized products directly to final customers within 5 days. That means they have their whole process from scratch, and they don't have a base. They wait for the customer's order and then they completely go with their process from scratch. Now, next concept is vendor managed inventory. This is an inventory that is managed by your supplier on behalf of you. It is also known as co-managed inventory. The next is collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment. CPFR is a business practice that combines the intelligence of multiple trading partners in the planning and fulfillment of customer demands. Now, there's a lot of benefits of these that you guys can go through. There's also something that's known as a reverse supply chain management. That means when you have to get a return of a product, or when you have to get something up back to your company, or let's say to recycling or for disposal or whatever it is, you have to have a reverse supply chain. That means you need to have a supply chain that starts from the customer, goes through the distributors, the distribution comes to you, and then goes into whatever disposal it needs to have. It could be resold, it could be recycled, or whatever that you're going to do with it. The tasks of reverse supply chain management include product acquisition, reverse logistics, inspection and disposition, reconditioning, and distributions and sales. That is all for this chapter. In case you guys have any questions, you are free to email me whenever